That's the downside of living out, like in the countryside. Like anywhere that's not. Like I'm not too worried about thieves in my neighborhood just because of how tight my neighbors are packed and how there's always cars around. Alright, where are we? We're here. Oh. Yeah, there's not much you can do about that, unfortunately. Because bear traps are illegal, apparently. Well, this is it. Today's day, it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over, sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait. Also, I'm gonna put on a hoodie. It's a little bit chillier today. Right. Where's my hoodie? I know that. Does seem like hoodie. Hoodie. What's funny is it's catching my hands as I'm putting on the hoodie, but I'm like off camera myself. So it's catching my hand on the stream. Darian, wait! I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Darn it, we were so close, he was about to tell us. Hey, Paolo, he didn't want us to hear what Maki had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Bang! Eek! What was that? He's heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Valiant Gremory! I explained as he walked in through the door. Normally. Lothal Fox! You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valiant? Ah, a preposterous proposition. How can I stand upon the stand? My secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That's why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I'll jump on an express train and express myself to the next town over. Yeah, this is one of my most popular redeems ever. Before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand Gremory glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. And there he goes, vanishing. Walking out the door like a normal person. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Well, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. Big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things, like people or elephants. Or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. He's talking about what we saw at the concert. Oh, I'm gonna tell you guys something. So I started watching some of those SCP stories. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but if you ever want to read, like, I don't want to say scary because I don't think most of them are actually scary. But just like interesting stories. The SCP stuff is like an endless, like, I don't think it's possible to read all of them. Like, there's just so many stories. I was listening to people read them at work. It's enjoyable. She's not what we saw at the concert. Len Morris's Smearing Act. Is SCP horror? I didn't think it was. Let me put it this way. If you were to somehow find yourself in my dreams, like just a normal, everyday dream, you would be miserable. My dreams, my ordinary, not nightmares, my nightmares, we won't get started on my nightmares, but my normal dreams involve blood and death. Just ordinary dreams. My nightmares are nightmarish. Buster Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it, being at the root of all that has happened. So, you know, The thing that gets me most is jump scares. That's all, that seems to be all that happens lately. Jump scares. I haven't seen a good horror movie lately. Let me just think I'm the killer. You're stereotyping again, Pixels. It's about time. Shall we go? Ah, excuse me, sir. Yes? Scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. Trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? Is it first? It's by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great, I bet you stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. I mean, dreams aren't supposed to make sense. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son was unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. Chief Justice's son. That's right. Remember yesterday morning, the judge said he had to go visit him after the trial? An article about a newspaper. Enchiritis! Oh no. If you care to read about it yourself. Oh no! Yeah, that's all come together. Enchiritis, where have I heard that before? Share that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Kind of lose the page with the funnies if you can. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say his name again? Maki Tube, our suspect Fortissimo. TBD might be the cause. Should you be dreaming of the coal mines? There's only one coal mine. Right, it's his trial in any case. Defense is prepared, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready to rock. Oh, did you see the new killer's out? Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul's out. It's in DVD now. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just I've been friends with Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Enchiritis, was it? The article said there is no known cure. Hey, Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. And order. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked him to pull about the number. Agent registered under that Nexus number was romaine lettuce. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Persind. It's great help. Again? Oh, we just started. No problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it. Wait. That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. It was him. Brandon Fox. We got, Valentine's Fox. It's about 8 hours in 2 days? Why do you keep falling asleep at weird times? Sleep at normal times. Hi, welcome. I'm gonna trust the Twitch translation Gold Dragon. Welcome, welcome. Of course I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It's him. It's Mr. Darien. No way. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darien would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? Ask the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darien Christian is a member of my band, the Gaverners. Gaverners? I don't know. He's also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case, nor file new charges. Any reason is, weren't you aware, Air Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? I had to go south of Draenor. Pixels. An alibi. Let's review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. Gavin stripped up the stage during the first set. The second set, our guests took center stage. Only performers appearing were myself, Lemuror, and Maki, along with the drummer and bassist for a total of 5. Shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lemuror and the defendant, Maki Tobei, had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. So when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime, shots heard by Detective Emma Sky, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lamour herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Or I should say, she heard the moment of the crime. She claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Prussian talking. But that's impossible. Detective Prussian was... Precisely, Detective Prussian was on stage getting his groove on, no less. Voila! A perfect alibi. Is it? Oh, does Vince have anything to add to this? It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. So there's something here that doesn't quite add up. Chris Vince has no objections. And we can safely say that Darien Prussian's alibi has been acknowledged. Lamour was highly mistaken. Testimony cannot be true. Very well, of course, if we discard her testimony. Yeah, there's only 4 rocks in the Barbarian Village, and there's 7 or 8 down there where I go. It's a little bit further of a walk, but I can mine coal a lot faster. Well, of course, if we discard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections. Oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now, Prosecutor Gowden's case is airtight. Lamour might have been lying to protect Maki. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, no, yesterday in the detention center. About the case. What about the case? Must tell us about Mr. Latouche's death. Meeting's over. Darien. Maki's trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Well, the court finds defendant, what was the name again? Objection! Your Honor. That wasn't it. It's something like Marquise or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly what you need to hear from. A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. This calls defendant Maki Tobey to the stand. Well, what? He doesn't speak English. We use an interpreter. Yeah, I also found a star fell pixels next to where I was mining. And so I went to go try to mine it, and it was like, said level 80. I'm like, well, crap. So I kept mining coal. And then like 20 people showed up and started mining the thing. So I'm like, I wonder if I can do it. And it turned out I could after a bit. So I mined like 400 star fragments. Because I was the first one to find it. Use an interpreter. Interpreter, I'm afraid you will have to look elsewhere. Only speak a few phrases such as, I love you, and where is the toilet? I'd just like to request Lamour as interpreter. Lamour? There's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Ah ha ha ha. Bravo, Air Forehead. Air Judge, prosecution agrees with defense's request. If Lamour lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. Well, both prosecution and defense are for this. I see little cause for refusal. So, is it time? We got 2 minutes. Yeah, I was gonna put them in the group bank, but I couldn't. Apparently, they're not tradable. Find some progress. Bailiff, please show defendant and Lamour to the witness stand. I suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with. If you would, Lamour. Yes. He says Maki Tobey, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really needed an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? I would what, Your Honor? What? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want to testify about? Hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo! Aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell you yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me, a moment. If I may speak? Yes, Lamour? Just now, Maki said there was something about which he wishes to testify. Maki wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. Alright, this is killing me. Well, we're going to keep us in suspense because it is basically time for a quick ad to kill the pre-roll. I'm going to kill the pre-roll and go brush my tail. I will be right back. It's like 30 seconds off. It's close enough. So try not to die in the meantime. I've still got 54 seconds left. It's almost the time to log into RuneScape. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna log into RuneScape. That's a bad habit that I don't want to get into. Playing RuneScape when I should be doing other things. The only reason I've been playing so much at work lately is because my boss is on vacation. That, and, you know, I've done basically all my work. Oh, I haven't seen how the group's doing. Hold on, I'm loaded up while we... Can I see that? Can I see that? Yeah, get it. Let's see where we are. Fluffy Foxes, where are we? We got 2 seconds left. Take down the brushing thing. Look, there we are. Look, we're at 13,364. It isn't, but I've also already beaten it. I don't know if that's a game we want to go for. I've played that pretty recently. Are you thinking of requesting it? Sorry, I don't know why I'm looking at it for so long. Anyway, Smith is killing me. I am thinking about starting a Dark Souls trilogy run. So if that's something you were interested in, you could just, you know, vote, you know, put a vote in the ring for that. What? What? Well, Lemuror, according to Maki, he has proof of his innocence. What? This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory! Apollo, we did it! It's sounding too good to be to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is a vital testimony. Lemuror and Maki. Please testify to the court. Very well. He says the word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. I can't talk. If the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. So because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely. What do I meant by proof? Why, you would only have to ask Lemuror to know the meaning of the song. Lemuror, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about. Never in so much detail. He never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lemuror might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let's proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony. I know it. Just have to trust my brains to tell me where. It worked yesterday. It'll work today. He says the word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. Hold it! Were Maki and Mr. Latus close? Yes, after we traveled around the world on tour together. Objection! Lemuror, this is Maki's cross-examination, not yours. I know the answer. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. Buster Gavin's tough. He's really tough. Maki says he was very good friends with Mr. Latus. Mr. Latus was always a gentleman, never angry. We got along quite well. I never dreamed something like this would happen. If the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song. Hold it! Jar Serenade, correct? Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft, the keyring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it could not have been me. I, that is he, cannot have done it. Hold it! If I could not have done it, you mean... It's very simple. Maki cannot have done all the things that happened that day. All those things followed the song lyrics closely. I also don't know that he can move the body. So, because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? He did not know what the song was about. Its mood, shall we say. He knows something about this mood. Super Autopass? No, I've never heard of that. It's enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar and love. It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours is also a valid interpretation. Oh, okay. It was my fault. I am too used to singing in Borginian. It's much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Yeah, I knew he was innocent. I believe he is too, Trusty. I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something's hidden in that testimony. If it's the truth, I'll find it. Alright, let's take a look. Receive! Alright, where are we looking? Alright, this is the only one we can look at. There's not really that far to look either. Wait. Oh, we can look at her. Oh, no. Yeah, when PC and Steam control for free? Let's look again. I mean, this makes no sense to be looking at him. Wait. Wait, his eyes moved. Maki. You can't fool my eyes. You glanced toward her the very moment Lemur said the word English. Why? Turn-based fight with animals and every animal special perks or abilities. So it's Pokemon? Don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Maki, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? Well, what are you saying? Of course you can't. Once you continue this charade, Mr. Justice, Maki says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, you heard me speaking English. I have a name for this language, that's all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but you truly don't understand your language. Well, explain this. How does you know the crowd followed the lyrics? Have you always been Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It's simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. You read about it in the newspaper. Newspaper? Reading a Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. I've already begun to report about this case in our homeland. That's right. What's wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes. They are quite fierce all of a sudden. Maki's lying. It's time to show them proof that he's lying. Take that! I have here a Borgini newspaper, the Borgini Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there's a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Maki? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. Well, what? What is this all about? I'm sorry, Maki. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Borgini newspaper. I mean, I don't know why we're doing this, because we're attacking our own client. But I guess we gotta get to the truth. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in the police questioning. I read the full report myself. The lyrics weren't in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them from was in the courtroom. In English, no less. Witness will explain himself. Maki says, yes? It's true I read the newspaper. This is not where I learned the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He heard of the lyrics from me. What? Is this true, Lemuror? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. Looks like Air 4 has been jumping to conclusions again. Seems so, yes. No, I was onto something. I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? What are you gonna do, Apollo? I'm going to keep on cross-examining. I better have an angle of attack. Do we save? Safety save. Or else. Everybody's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. Random Fox. We got, Shrine Fox. Nope. Miko Mixed Fox. Mixed Miko Fox? I don't know. You must. Very well, witness. Understand. Did I explain the crime follows the song? Hold it! Exactly how much did you explain to Maki? Ah, this is a question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. I told him Mr. Latus had been killed, and why he was a suspect. I told him the crimes that day followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song related to the case, such as heart? Yes, of course, I explained this. He's quite surprised. I knew he was innocent. But he is too trucy, I do. What's wrong, Apollo? I'm interested in the testimony. If it's true, I'll find it. Okay, we need to proceed, I guess. Alright, let's go. Let's watch him. Wait, were her lips moving at the beginning?
Gotcha!
Lemuror, I'm currently cross-examining Maki. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there's little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lemuror, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lemuror, you're protecting... I mean, it's gotta be Maki, right? Is it too obvious? Lemuror, you're protecting Maki. That's why he lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Maki, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice, and now you have Lemuror relying on your behalf. This is going to work. You have to trust me, too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Ah, gaga. Witness, is this true? Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. What? First he could see, now he can talk? I told you he could talk! And you, did not know about this, Lamorora? No, I did not. It's quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding? This is last. Maki, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting, I didn't know shooting. So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? Apparently the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor. He'd be after the shooting, right? Then there's voice. Voices. Was it you and Emma, Apollo? When Maki went into the dressing room, Mr. Latus had already been shot. Then we came to the door. Panel high up, I take off, run away. So it was you who escaped through that air vent. Ahaha, it's the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. And has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? Objection! No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I was shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor. Objection! Victim already been shot, you say. I find that hard to believe. Didn't understood the lyrics, some lyrics, he was at the scene of the crime. This only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does Vinnet have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Do you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What is a cocoon, anyway? Cocoon silk is a potent cure. A cure? For incuritis! Maki, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. That cocoon has to have something to do with this case. Maki, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. Much for precious trust, Air Forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. Guessing the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we'll likely learn anything more of value should this continue. There's no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. Hence we'll work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Apollo Eustace. As justice, better learn how to say. Say it if you're going against them. Believe, I know shooting. Maki claims Mr. Latus was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was trapped, and he walked right into it. Suddenly I hear her revolver close, very close. Then I hear a voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room? And found Mr. Latus already dead, and then you heard shots? That's true. So you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots. You escaped through the air vent? I know. Okay. Follow me on this. Alright, we found that device under the couch. The igniter? Stupid bot, get out of here. What if there were like 2 balloons or something under there? And the igniter just popped them. And he's already been shot. But nobody heard the shots because nobody was back there. And so he'd already been shot, so they set off 2 things to make it sound like there were 2 shots. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I open the vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area. Is that what he means? He's right, look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. How'd you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed that hall or something. I hear this from magician. Magician? Don't look at me. A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Maki didn't shoot Mr. Latus. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots. That one's going to go well in court, not. Paul, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Daddy always told me. I'll just pretend you didn't misheard him. Every time. So what do we have to do? You sure you won't testify, Mikey? No talking. No. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. Can't go home. Can't go home? Can't go home to Borginia. I don't want to go home. Penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's why it's punishable by death. Of course. He's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. What's your plan? If Maki won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify, Your Honor? Defendant will not testify. Want me to go to the stand? Well, what? Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. Defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. Different angle? Maki won't testify, and I know who will. I'd like to cross-examine the witness in this case. La Mirror. La Mirror? What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Limmer's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Limmer was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Limmer dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. That's true, Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Limmer? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas, doesn't speak English, yes? If someone tried to keep her mouth shut, who could that have been? You don't think? I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latouche. Killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something the killer doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Limmer's testimony. Okay, I'm starting to think the detective did it. A nugget we have yet to uncover. Exactly. Limmer was attacked. This has serious implications. Very well. There's some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. Court will hear Limmer's testimony once more. Limmer, I must apologize. I must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Maki is innocent. Now do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. And the voice belonged to Darian Crescent, yes? That's correct. At which point I proved you could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. That small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There seems much you do not know. Yeah, it's my duty to hear him out. Perhaps witness would be so kind to testify once more into the court. Of course, Your Honor. Someone away from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them. Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There's a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I'm sorry. I'm not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Everything I've said here is the truth. It is my distinct pleasure to say this. Displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Limmer was attacked because of this testimony. Well, what? Trucy? Follow. You know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Well, Mr. Justice? Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Let's do it. Cross-examination time. We got this. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Is something wrong? I know I said hold it. You're just saying the same thing you said before. Stresses? Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue your testimony. Now I know what they mean about reckless youth these days. The one I read over there is a shining example here, Judge. The last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. That's when I heard them, Mr. Tucson the detective. Darian Crescent. I did not know his name at the time, but yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times do I need to remind you that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him, because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why? Of course. Oh, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I could try. What were they talking about? Or do you by any chance remember what they were talking about? What they were saying to each other? So please tell us. I've given it much reflection, but I'm afraid this doesn't should remember. I heard one phrase clearly. Oh, phrase? Remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Now, my memory is clear. I was afraid to speak. You see, I did not understand what was said. This could be it. The clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? There's another man speaking, not Mr. Latouche. Shooter, then. Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Switch. The shooter said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche? I felt quite strange myself afterward. It's a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this? Okay, I mean, sure. I'd be delighted. It's very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe, Apollo? Oh no, I heard a voice say, press the switch, now. And it was Detective Darian Crescent's voice? Yes, I'm sure of it. It's over, press the switch. I say that to Mr. Latouche. Apollo, third weapon, the revolver was Mr. Latouche's, right? Yeah, what of it? Well, maybe when he said press the switch, he really meant to say pull the trigger, because his English isn't so good. But it's Darian. Darian Crescent is a native speaker. Oh, right. Sorry, I kind of forgot who was what. Press the switch. It's not something a killer usually says to the victim, is it? Is there no one else in the room? I don't know. All I heard was Mr. Latouche and the detective. That does seem pretty vital, though. I saw a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There were 2 gunshots? Yes, I heard 2. One after the other. This is the bullet that holds to the scene. Nothing new here to pick up. There's a smell of gunpowder, and I knew I must tell someone, but... Why didn't you tell someone immediately? Well, if it were me, I would have gone to the police right away. It's our duty as citizens. This may be beside the point, but Limerick isn't a citizen. Though one would hope such common sense prevails in Bogini as well. Limerick seems awfully quiet all of a sudden. That's strange. Could she be hiding something? What did you say yet? At the time, I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. You're in a hurry. To go where? I was on my way to the backstage exit, as I've said. Why were you in such a hurry, then? Well, I don't think that has anything to do with this case. You very well might. Please answer the question. Objection! I'm just probably going to go brush your tail or something. Are you alright, Lemira? Yes, I am just tired. Recall what I told you yesterday, Air Forehead. Lemora suffers from serious amnesia. Please refrain from traumatizing her further. What? So he just dismissed questions he thinks are too traumatizing? Why should we have a reason that has connection to the case before asking about it, yeah? The objection is sustained. My question is moot. Mr. Justice, please continue with test cross-examination. My mother was attacked because of his testimony. I know she was, so something's got to be hidden here. Maybe there's some detail we're missing. We'll just have to get her to fill in the blanks. Right. Alright, hold on. Let's press on this again. Require their conversation. Yes, conversation between Susan and detective. Quite clearly. Think it's time for this? Let's do a quick save. Be safe. Safety save. Alright, another safety save. Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? If there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch. Save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens, I have a switch right here. It certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? Problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Where the concert was held, yes. It was found and hidden there. On the stage. Are you claiming that the voice Lemur heard was of someone commanding another to press the switch? It's a possibility.
Objection!
Oh, your forehead. I call that an impossibility. Why? It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lemur's dressing room. Not to mention the governors were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You shout all you want and not be heard. Hector's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So too, have Air Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? You heard what I said? Or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? This would be easy to get a message to someone on the stage from the dressing room.
Take that!
Prosecutor Gavin? Perhaps you're familiar with this? Well, why that's... What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they've invented while I wasn't looking? This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? What I've heard that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, actually. They're for talking between band members. We all had one of them. So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple.
Objection!
True, but wait. Those send out an electronic signal. According to interference with those audio systems, their range is quite limited. Lemur said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Ah, exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far. The direct distance is less than 30 feet. That can't be! So when Lemur heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage.
Objection!
How you're claiming this is the switch in question? Why'd it have to be on the stage at the time? It could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hit it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do you know where it was what was heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch, well, I guess we don't. Unfortunate situation. Wait until we know where the switch was. There's a little point in debating it. Ugh, I was sure this was the way to go with this. What's the switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. If you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, you end up with proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about the switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think of when we used it that day. Think of what happened. Oh, Mr. Justice? If you have no further information to share concerning the switch... Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what the switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set up on linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of link. What evidence do you have to explain what the switch is? This thing.
Take that!
Prosecutor Gavin, do you remember this? Heck, that's that what? Is that another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. The phone looks like this. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You aren't saying the switch is a remote. I am. This is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yow. Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry. That's a bit more fire than I expected. I wish I'd been caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you? You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah, exactly. That night at the concert, there was one unusual burst of flame. when your guitar caught fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Professor Gavin wasn't entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, you got it in Borginia. You got it in Borginia from Lemur. The sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. Your forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lemur, and the guitar suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Latus and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. Which was pressed, and the guitar caught fire. That seemed to make sense. There's something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? Seems pretty simple to me.
Objection!
Your forehead, don't destroy what little respect I have for you. I expected something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? Simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes. The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar caught fire during the second set. That's right, of course. Which is when the murder took place. Guitar caught fire during Lemur's song. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. They were utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty. See? The story makes no sense.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act.
Objection!
What's this? Detective Emma Sky heard shots and found the body. What's happened in the third act?
Objection!
Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Maki was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane. Before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. Next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. Another remote-triggered igniter was inside the guitar. All these facts we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance, the second act. What? Order, order, order! But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of the song, yes? He's right, look. The bullet was supposed to come after the fire. Thinking about it the wrong way, huh? Look, why would the shooter craft the events the day to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying that the order was reversed on purpose. Reversed, Prosecutor Gavin. If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet Air Forehead has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came out after, but just before the fire. Couldn't put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. Crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Else the killer risked discovery by moving the body. That was the final touch to make us think he'd followed the lyrics the whole way. Order, order, order! That explains this most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, there was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
Objection!
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good. I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics to my song. But I question your logic, where it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction, Air Forehead, one I pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window at the scene was closed. How could the mirror have heard a voice to it? Oh, I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact. you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. Moore's testimony is my entire case. That voice you heard, the shooter's voice. What, you couldn't hear it, Apollo? Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. Into the crime scene, we have a switch. Dexter's remote trigger for an igniter. Last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. Can't all be coincidence. How do I make it work? I see a more direct line of questioning is required. The crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime. That window was closed. Can you tell us how Livermore heard the voice? Key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? I can! Okay, Justice, you got one thing to prove, and one thing only. Livermore heard a voice. And she heard it during the second set. Think, how's Livermore able to hear the voice? She was somewhere else. We investigated this scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it. Had it been open? Either. Meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. Ah, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be a Borginian, too. As I was saying, Livermore could not have heard the voice through the window. So there can only be one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. Well, what's this? Ha ha ha, you do amuse me so. And here I thought you and Good Sense were back on speaking terms. I'm afraid you and Good Sense speak two entirely different languages. Should I interpret for you, Air Forehead? A more clearly states you heard the voice through that small window. There's only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? I know that look. He wants to ask him. Very well. You claim Livermore heard the voice of another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Livermore heard that voice from... here. Are those lights or vents? This is where Livermore heard that voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. What did she tell us? She said she's a Borginian, unfamiliar with our language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window.
Objection!
Now you've done it. You've gone beyond ridiculous and into ludicrous. So Livermore was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice? That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? I don't think this word means what you think it means, Air Forehead. Okay, what about it? It is logical. Ha, you know what Mara's saying. Why would Livermore be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course. Explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't Livermore? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes, I admit it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed. But why should that mean I could not hear through it? I fear a prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. Problem here is words. Livermore, this small window through which you heard the voice was up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on the wall. This is up on the ceiling. What? Order, order. I will have order. That's why she didn't tell us where she's going, because she's about to go keep singing. You should clarify your statement to the court. There's also a flaw. Hold on. Can we go in the court record? Can we look at this? Alright, did it light up before or after she disappeared? No, it went before. Oh no, that's not good. No, she's still there. Okay, so maybe I'm off. I don't know. What is she? Clarify the statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? That's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact, I was. I'm sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yes, very well. Why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure I can't. That reminds us of a murder trial? We will hear your testimony. That's why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please. Well, looks like I'm on the right track. Hi, Frosty. You have to get some free points. Whatever way you spend them on. Above the ceiling! Confetti! I did not see that coming. Not gonna lie. I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I'd heard there's a small window there before. I was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. But bound to secrecy, in my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. I say you're in the middle of your performance. So this did happen to the second set. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing, in detail. That's what cross-examination is for. Yeah, Air Forehead? Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Well, what are you going to do, Apollo? I want to find out the truth. She's up above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. It says above the ceiling. I have no idea. It says above the ceiling when I heard the voice. Above the ceiling. Could you be more specific? I cannot, because you're bound to secrecy. Yes. To tell the truth, I was not supposed to even say I was above the ceiling. I do not say more. Doesn't sound like I'll be able to coax it out of her just by asking. I know there's a small window there before. By small window, you mean the air vent? Random Fox. We got the anniversary dress. By small window, you mean the air vent? I only remembered I needed to be careful where I put my hands and feet. I cannot see the light coming through the window, of course. The air vent grate could trip you up, certainly. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. Nope, nothing to see here. Grate could trip you up, certainly. So I was walking very carefully when I heard the gunshots. So I crossed and listened. That's when I heard his voice come from the room. Darian's voice. I knew something terrible had happened yet. As I moved my performance, I had no time to report what I had heard. You don't like the catching? I understand. Kirara, I'll give you a refund. It's no biggie. Where is it? No problem. Where is it? There it is. That'll work. Bam. Send it back. No worries, no worries. As to why I was there, can I say? Did we press on this? I don't remember. Okay, we pressed on that. I don't know if we pressed on this. So without a word, you just let the third set start. After the curtain closed for the second set, there was not so much to do. You have prevented this whole misunderstanding if you'd only told us sooner. Yes, perhaps I could have. See little point in badgering the witness. What's done is done. Mine works differently when one is in the middle of a performance. Why, I've lost my voice in the middle of a show and kept on singing, completely unaware. Think about the voice? Only all competitions were so obvious. Well, I could get a little more to talk. A genre like this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. As far as there, I cannot say. You heard the gunshots during the second set, during your performance. You're quite sure? Yes. Why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us this yesterday? No one asked me. I thought you all knew. I told you Mikey was not the killer. I told you this many times. Yes, you did. She never told us why. I'm sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling. Not talking, Apollo. What do we do? We'll just have to prove it ourselves. As long as she's bound by this pact of silence, she won't talk. If I can prove why she was up there, she'll have to admit it. How are you going to do that? She's sitting on the stage, Apollo. She could have been up above the ceiling, too. Yes, you could. I've got a theory as to why, too. And maybe I've got the evidence to prove it. I'm bound to secrecy on this matter. Exactly who bound you to secrecy? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who it was. No, I think perhaps that is alright. It's just a name, after all. It was Valiant Gramarye. Perhaps you know him. Valiant Gramarye? What? You mean Uncle Valiant? See, I could also go ahead and do a random right now, but I don't want to, if a new one shows up, I don't want to be the one responsible for it. Uncle Valiant? What? Valiant Gramarye? Who's Valiant Gramarye? A Grand Magician, the one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. Interesting reaction, Professor Gavin. Labor was bound to secrecy. It's going to take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. I think I know why she was up there. But how do I prove it? She drops down here. No, she's here. She goes down here, goes this way, and then pops up here. That was the plan. See, this is where he's scary. I know what we're trying to prove, and I know what we need to prove it. I just don't know where to prove it. Another safety save. Although we haven't needed it yet.
Objection!
Nope, no good. Alright, no good. What's with the video?
Objection!
There we go, video. Lemora, truth be told, the reason for your presence about stealing is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right here on this video. See, that's what worries me, because she's here. So how'd she hear the hit the button? So around me now through the air fly. How'd she hit the button? I hear the thing to hit the button. See, she drops down right here. And she's rushing to get to the other side. And now she pops up right here. And look, she lost her brooch in the process. That's where she dropped it. As we can see, Lemora was clearly not on stage for her entire performance. Ah, though it stands me to be so realistic. Lemora is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Follow. Well, what, Trissy? It's not nice to reveal a mission's secrets. And it's against the rules. But I'm a lawyer. I'm not supposed to be nice. This is all very fascinating. How is it possible? There's only 20 seconds between when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Professor Gavin? This is his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. Aha! He's just realizing his own oversight. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. You can trace the route to the ceiling. It goes up from the stage to the backstage to the rear of the forum. It's all Lemora's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. She went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lemora knew this because of her part in the illusion, but she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just now in the lobby, Aki told me something. I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. He said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I knew about the Vanishing Act, of course, yet I had no idea of the route that will be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? They just only reveal details of their acts on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know. Which is why he bound Lamora to secrecy. Well, Lamora? I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Maki was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used the route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that. But I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? I said before. There's very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds tops. How could she do it so fast? Especially stop to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can Lewis explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well, Mr. Justice? Yes? It's all up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? Explain how Lamora was able to teleport like she did. I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. Ugh, why do I get picked on? Lamora isn't going along with the program here. As I've stated before, I'm not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. You just have to tell us what you can. We are testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to bring out the truth out of her. Let's look at this again. Is there any possibility it's a body double? Where's the video? There. That worries me right there. Body double? Body double. It's gotta be a body double. Who said that? Did you say there's a double? Who said there was a double? You're up to being true that. Yes, you would, please. Right. I feel like it's a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. It asked me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes. Body double. Did you say? The mystery deepens. Suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would come up with something. As is my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. I'll have to just find the contradiction between what Lamora is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. Figured it out already. I'm a magician after all. Well, tell me, not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. Hey, we're not supposed to be on my side here. I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. Random Fox. We got Phoenix Fox.
Hold it!
How'd you, proceed along this route? How? Why, I walked. She arrived behind the forum after she fasted, been walking. Tell the truth, Lamora. You rode some kind of vehicle. What? A vehicle? What vehicle? Ah, what a novel idea. I like it. Hey, it's not a bad guess. Wrong, but not bad. Haha, yes, laugh at the dumb attorney. I don't mind. Haha, I'm sorry, but the girl is right. That vent was much too small for vehicles. It was a tight fit. Even I had to crouch as I walked. I cannot imagine a vehicle that would fit in such a small space. And what vehicle? What was it? And you're going for a while there, Mr. Justice. Too bad. The next part? I feel like I'm on some kind of quiz show. Where's the exit backstage where a strange heaven waited?
Hold it!
Did everyone on the concert staff know about the trick? Not at all. Only a few that were needed to help. Yeah, I just want to see something. Again. Hard to say. Not all. Only a few that were needed to help. See, like I said, it's on a need-to-know basis. It's not many people knew about the trick. What do stage hands are required to do? One need to open the emergency exit. The door of the stairs is blocked, but once through there... From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage.
Hold it!
So when you came back out, you were behind the audience. Yes, that's how it worked. Not a bad show if I do say so myself. It's Uncle Valiant for you. The old Grammarly E-Touch. In the video, you were only gone for 20 seconds. How is that possible? That's part I don't get either. Aha, yes, it would be hard to go so far in only 20 seconds. I just mean to move there in 2 minutes.
Hold it!
2 minutes. Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you're running. Running. In that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Haha, Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. Ah, that's true, but... So you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Amber disappears on the video for 20 seconds. She says she made the trip in 2 minutes. So she was already in the tunnel when the first spark happened. Okay. So that's her duplicate. Up there. She made the trip in 20 minutes. How? In my professional opinion, I'll bet the answer is right there in that video. Most Justice? There's some evidence for us. This can explain the discrepancy between the video and her testimony. Evidence explaining the discrepancy. Ah! There's one piece of evidence that explains this discrepancy between the video and the testimony.
Take that!
I think so too. And more. Do you happen to remember this brooch? Brooch? Is it brooch? Aha, the brooch. We saw it yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now? Why? I thought we had already determined when that was dropped. So did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. And her mouth stopped moving, although I don't know if that's... You can see she's wearing the brooch. Oh, so she is. Let's look a bit later. What? The brooch is gone. What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in a short space of 20 seconds. It takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can only be one explanation. The more we see before the vanishing act and the more we see after. Are two different people. What? What? The brooch was found on the floor of the crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lamora, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. Order! Professor Gavin! From expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Air Judge. I, of course, knew about it. But what? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me that the switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So I was right. There was a switch. There was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lamora was replaced. On the subject, just who was this replacement Lamora? Why, the man behind the illusion, Valiant Grammarly. I wondered if it was him, but he must have had the face painted on the mask, right? Grammarly? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you weren't on the stage. That's right. This, fake Lamora is still singing. No. This is pretty good. That's true. On Apollo? That's an easy one. They were just playing a recording. Ah ha ha. The Governors aren't some kind of air guitar band, Fraulein. Oh? You mean I'm wrong? Wait, show live. We play live. No recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lamora? Very well. Yes. Do tell, and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing even while I moved.
Hold it!
You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings. So I use this. Wait. So you were singing the whole time? even when you were crawling above the ceiling toward the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing when everywhere I go is the same darkness? But if you're singing while you're walking, that's right. Wouldn't the shooter and the victim have heard? You're singing right over their heads, after all. The speaker's there. That is right. Are you sure? It would be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling. Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime. What state? I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo. Speaker. It's right by the air vent. He was blaring at the time of the murder. That's for a moment. Monitor the stage to this room. Monitoring? The pipe's in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Used for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied? That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. So Limor singing in the ceiling. It sounded just like Limor singing over the speaker. Ingenious, her voice was hidden. By her voice. Limor? I just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse. None of you would have noticed. Forehead, that mixing board, I lent you. Where is it? Mixing? Huh? That machine, Apollo. The one that breaks music into the tracks. Oh, this, I'd completely forgotten about it. I knew it was gonna come back. Take a listen. Okay. Wait. Oh, can we not adjust? Alright, this is hers. So it does stop there, it does? I must have missed it. Look at the lyrics sheet. At the top of the second verse. Pleasure, pleasure. She was say pleasure twice. Just pleasure, pleasure. Now listen again. This is evidence, indeed. We were guilty of making a terrible mistake. Crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second set, during Limor's ballad. That's true, and no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter, which means that Darian Krashin could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turn around quite so thoroughly. Yeah, what problem remains? What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? Therefore, its theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. It is entirely based upon Limor's testimony. Yes? Is there a problem with that? Well, it's quite simple. Though it pains me to say it, well, she is lying to protect the defendant.
Objection!
We have no proof. All I'm saying is that the truth is yet unclear, until we hear differently from the man himself. The man, you don't mean? Yes, there's a friend and a band member. Darian Krashin must take a stand. I see no other way. Someone with a new perspective on the case. Also, how are we doing on time? I think it's time for another ad. Yeah, it's time. I think we're past time. Someone new perspective on the case? As the suspect, to be frank. Alright, so we'll stop right before his testimony and go brush. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him. Darian Krashin, get ready for justice. It is as good a time as any to pause for a brief recess. It's perfect timing. I'll take it. We pause for a brief recess. I've got 12 seconds left. 12 seconds. Alright. We're back. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin. Random Fox, we have... That's not right. That is mixed Ninetales Fox. Let me fix that. I fix. Look, I told you I was rushing. I told you we find something wrong. Don't at me. I know. I messed up. I know, where is it? Let's reset. Where's... Yep, I see it. I found it. Right, Miko Mix. Got it. Alright, fix. We fix. All good. Alright, and the last man needs to be reminded of what his duties are. Very well, course adjourned for a 15-minute recess. We all make mistakes, you know. Alright, making progress. I feel like we're about to finish this off. Because, like, what else could there be? Did I fix it? You thought it was good? I want to be right, though. I mean, it's funny, but I want it to be right. Oh, I can't believe it. What happened during the second act? And right in the middle of Lamoureux's performance? The reason why she was in the air vent. And that switch in the flaming guitar. You think linked it all together, that's what you ended up with. I knew you had what it took. Ah, Daddy! Mr. Wright! You believed in me? Not really. Huh? I saw that make a cooler interest and say, hiya. I don't even bother hoping. Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all. I sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission. Secret? You mean like you're undercover? Like Mr. Latouche, only shorter and not as well dressed. Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy? What would I do? Would I do a thing like that to you? He's learning to play piano, I bet. Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You leaving? One thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You get Maki Tobey off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Guardian Crescend. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. Current court system? What about your Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on a fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth. And she might be lying. She could be. What about all the proof? Brooch, the switch, a piece of jewelry, and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case. But, if sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in the frying pan. Can I see something? Alright, what if we just kill everything? Hold on. Hey! Well, how about that? How about that? There's a gunshot on the tape. I think we just proved it. Moving on. Case smells like butter in a frying pan. Leave behind the faintly singed scent of failure. What do I do? Like I said, good luck, and be aware that it would be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky? Emma. Let's see. This bag of snacks. Here's meant for me. See? Doesn't that kind of look like a chocolate pretzel? I mean, if you assume it's a snack. Chocolate pretzel. See, this bag here, snacks here is meant for me. Ah, here it is. What are those, Daddy? They look like very good snacking material. They were found at the scene. Now the fragments reveal a trace of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Probably a firecracker or something similar like the ones kids are into these days. This bag was found on the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Ah! I told you! Did I not say balloons or something? On the sofa. Hey, Apollo. That's where we found that little device thingy. Right, this. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. That's how the second gunshots were heard. That's all for me, I suppose. So that's the verdict. Maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside of him. Excuse me? Find Darian Crescendo's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door just like a magician normally. That's so silly. That's like the Batman disappearing act where it's like Batman just like says something and the person looks away for a second and the Batman just like hide behind a couch. Like talk. And he just sneaks off later. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean? Let's just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. I guess. Almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Juicy. Court's now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where's Detective Crescendo? And Witness Lounge, ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darian, was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs, Division 3. There's guitar playing. It fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Air forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescendo. Oh, by the way, you saw the potato earlier. I moved it back to 2 minutes. I kept the cost at 150. That seems 2 minutes seems like a fair fair price for 150. Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescendo, Detective Criminal Affairs, Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. International Affairs. The Lalafell Fox redeem is 2 minutes. I reduced the time back to 2 minutes. I also think the shaking, like it's an outfit transition, is a I think it's good. And I'm guitarist for the Governors. Maybe you've heard of us. You fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. You gave me your word, I wouldn't be standing here. The situation's changed, Darian. And don't call me partner. Bah, so much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial? Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You begin with your response to Lemur's testimony. If in fact you have anything to say about it. I got plenty to say. Lying must be national pastime in Brigadia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice, ha. Conventional methods are out the window, huh? He knows nothing. Eve is lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots. As if. Did Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during their third set anyway? She took place when I was on stage, man. Oh, wow. I have a lot to unpack there. Huh. So you claim Lemur's testimony was a lie. Hey, don't get me wrong. I did what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. And she got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind. You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is, you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Sky? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. I'm wasting time finding a weak spot. Can't do this with Lemur's testimony alone. I have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. Alright, we should probably press everything, right? She was lying plain simple. She got nothing to back up her story. You don't have any proof she was lying. Oh yeah, kid? You saying I lied? No, I'm just saying, follow, glare back at him. I couldn't help it. I flinched by reflex. Detective Shind. Yeah? What do you want? Nothing. Follow, chin up, back up straight. You're wilting. This guy's hard as nails. He makes Walkie look downright cooperative. But there's no way that he even remembers my voice. In the first place, she never heard my voice. Never talked to her, even though you're playing in the same concert? Not a word, as far as I can recall. But weren't there planning sessions or something? Gavin took care of all that himself. Darian wasn't involved in any of the meetings with her. Ugh. So you can just go around remembering everyone's voice like that anyway. Only Dita would believe that. Edward's hearing is very sensitive. She didn't remember him, but she heard him. I'm sure of it. I just can't prove it. I need proof. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if.
Hold it!
I know she missed the words. The missing board proved it. Oh, yeah? There was a mistake. But blaming it on gunshots is just a lame excuse. What do you mean? Missing board proves what? It proves there was a mistake in the song. Mixed cue. So she just flubbed it up, big time. That's all. She did a story about gunshots to protect the kid and cover for her own goof. May have to hand it to her if she wasn't sticking to me at the same time. Darian, watch what you say. Lemur's an artist. She just flubbed it up? That's no small accusation for a performer of her caliber. Heh, she got to you alright. I can see it in your eyes. I tell you, most of her stuff is so pretentious, it's way over my head. I beg you ripped from the governor's ranks. Anyway, she's too close to the defendant. Her testimony can't be trusted. If you ask me, I'd go with Detective Sky's story. Drop a pick? Oh, guitar pick, I guess? Didn't Detective Sky hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? Actually, I was there too. So I hear, which means you heard them too, right? The gunshots, yes. We heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. Yeah, and she and Lemur got the same excuse then. I know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from that room during the third set. What's determines whether those sounds were actually gunshots. I heard them too. Remember he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them? I had to figure out just what those gunshots were. As they were. Place I was on stage, man.
Hold it!
That could have been what the shooter wanted us to think. I'll tell you what that kid wants you to think. He wants you to think that Diva heard me in that room. I'm back to relying on the Lemur's testimony. First time enjoying this Darian and Forehead show, there's no need for such tempers. Make us into some comedy duo. This mean the Gavin and Darian shows canceled? Maybe your claims can be proven, or disproved. We could argue for days like this and get nowhere. Mr. Gavin is quite right. This court will hear no further discussion on this topic without new facts. New facts, huh? He's eager to paint Lemur's a liar, isn't he? His testimony is basically our entire case. This is tough. What do we do? I got a few ideas. I need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Okay. Alright, so let's do a quick, we're gonna safety save. Okay, safety save. Okay. Let's go. Objection! Remember this, Detective Bushind? The mixing board. What about it? It seems there's a clear proof left behind. Right here in Lemur's song. Her song. What exactly is this device thingy? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps? Come on, we just use this, and don't get me started on gramophone. This device we use to record the performance part by part. Part? You mean with the sliders to adjust the volume? Each instrument is adjustable, separately, Lemur's voice included. Oh ho, but what does this prove? According to Lemur's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah, you intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Ha, ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh, we're all deeply involved in our performance. But Limoro's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. Let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now. Stop seeing when sure this shot's fired. Find a spot, and I'll find the gunshots. Do I have to do it again? Boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's right there. Alright, listen to this part. Well, what's this? I hear nothing. How is this possible? Wait, isn't this judge hard of hearing? It's fine, thank you very much. Heck, you heard me thinking. Saw what you were thinking on your face. Just hearing aside, I too heard nothing. I believe there is nothing there to be heard. That's what? I disagree. Like, what am I supposed to do? Do what? It's right there. Your Honor, listen to this part. What's this? I'm doing it right. Like. We hear the gunshot. What's going on? I mean, you clearly hear it. I mean, it's not that. I clearly hear the gunshot. Do you need all of them on? Your Honor, this is... What about... I clearly hear the gunshot. Do I have to present it like right as the gunshot happens? What am I missing? See, this is... I don't think this is an issue of me having confusion. This is an issue of the game being weird. Am I too late? I'm a load. Can somebody look this up and see if it's bugged? I clearly hear the gunshots. This one, right? The final cross-examination.
Objection!
Alright, we go through this again. What's up, Tarek? I'm just hitting R. I'm hitting it right here at the start of the second, where we clearly hear the gunshot. Right there. Oh! I didn't know with okay. Oops.
Take that!
Got it. Listen closely to this part. Let's track with Lemur's vocals. Umbrella? That'd be good. Next week? There's something. Yes. Why, it did sound like a gunshot. But what? This has to be some kind of mistake. Look at his hair. Or the sound was coming over the headset all along with her voice. Gavin, you're crazy, man. Crazy. An upstanding prosecutor like you even listening to this weak evidence? I can barely hear that. How do you know it's a gun? After you, it's hard hearing Darian. Sound like a gunshot to me. I admit it, you lost Detective Kushin. Okay, so what about the gunshot Detective Sky heard? You heard him too, didn't you? What do you think about telling me you were mistaken? Were you thinking of telling him that, Mr. Justice? No, Your Honor. Detective Sky and I clearly heard what sounded like gunshots. But they weren't. But what? I have evidence that proves it. I think you'd best show it to the court. Let's see its evidence. Do you want Mr. Justice? And showing what we really heard is this. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? First is this small device. That's a remote triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing. What are those? Remains of something burnt. None of the guitar, I hope. There's gunpowder found in these fragments. I report that it was something like a firecracker. How did Gavin know about this? What? You think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning, before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is this? Prosecutor Gavin, I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. Haha. You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. How so? So saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when two witnesses came walking by? Huh. That's right. Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How do you know someone was backstage right then? Firecracker goes off in the forest, there's no one there to hear. You get my drift? Why go through the trouble, man? Erk, how do I explain this? You may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective. Show your weakness and he's sure to find it. You may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? A headset, the kind all the band and staff members were wearing. That's right. I picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. So he was just waiting for someone to walk by. But that headset wasn't dropped, but placed. What if it was turned on? You can hear what's going on in that hallway. if you were out on stage. Fair. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in a court of law. In any case, I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemore's testimony was true. Gra. Order. So, she was telling the truth about what she heard. The other man speaking, not Mr. Toos. Well, what do you say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. So after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. So you weren't on stage during the second set. You could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on this recording? Weren't two bullets fired from this weapon? Someone was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for the mic to catch the first shot. Then she passed over the dressing room. The gun fired again, Mr. Latoos' life was taken. Well, Detective Cushion? Once again, I'm reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there, too, Air Forehead. What's with today? Problem after problem. Act tongue. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted, my guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. What's that? Second guitar. Ah. It was you, Darian. I thought it was strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you, I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, You what? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Latoos' .45 caliber hand cannon. So you've learned even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. Kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Wait, you mean his playing was effective because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? Ha, you're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Cushion. I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. Standing outside on Mr. Police Officer is a .38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latoos, which suggests there was a struggle between the killer and the victim. So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? Thought that could occur to me, yes. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Cushion, what I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up ready for action has to say. Hey you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You have a little noise on the tape that could be anything, and you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I whipped this case, Gavin. I really do. You can line up your little weak piece of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager, and that's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. Vince's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say. Cookie! No, Cookie! I'm gonna get my face. Cookie! No. Ate the cookie. Gone. Cookie gone. We should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Testimony, please, Detective Cushion. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This is that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? A simple reason, indeed. Mr. Gavin, is the case that Mr. Latoos had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes. Not even once. I see. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination. Right now I need to find a motive. The egg thing! Oh, why do you even want to kill that manager? Her manager? Sure, but Mr. Latoos was... Oh, right. Sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted. Ha 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 ha. That's cold, dog. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill him. Kill the man, whatever he was. You want a reason? Easy, I got no motive, man. That's the same for Maki. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive for his own. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. This is that diva's first trip to this country, right? Guardian, you're a detective with international affairs. Yeah? What of it? Even if this was Mr. Latu's first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh? Why don't you take any international trips and international affairs? That's right. Well, Detective Crescent? Heh, that's your game, is it? Guess I better confess then. Confess? Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas. What? You're an international... See, me and Plains got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other much. My condolences there, Forehead, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country. I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair. How could I possibly know her manager?
Hold it!
So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? Huh. I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now, ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So you see... If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? So you need the motives. This motive question is ammunition, huh? Well, I got ammunition too. Evidence.
Objection!
What about this thing? Your Honor, take a look at this. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Found it. Click. What's that? Looks like a candy. Or it's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. It's a variety only found in the Republic of Bulgaria. Nowhere else. Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Sure this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it? It does! Wait. I mean, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. A curative for what? Apparently, it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable. It's the only medicine in its kind. However, it's illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Bulgaria. Whatever for. With such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. And if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. Well, what? I mean, the difference between medicine and poison is dosage. There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. Interpol? Right. Victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager. That is misleading. You saying I'd like to poison people? No, if I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm doing it up in their face. That's misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That's what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for a murder. So I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony about the smuggling of Cocoon's business. You can't prove that. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. No, just a regular Lalafell for me. See them all the time. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. But if only there was some buyer who would want it, like a, perhaps a judge? Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover. Can't think of the craziest things. But no way am I going to risk life and limb. just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them in underground days would be risky. Yeah, well, you may begin the cross-examination. It's the only motive I've got. He's up to something. I'm going to find out what. He wasn't going to sell it to Underground Market. He's going to sell it to the judge. I'm sure he's got a memo about these cocoons.
Hold it!
That memo, that's how you knew about the cocoons. Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. He had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well you know these cocoons. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I'd never heard of them. Well, Lamoureux knew about them, though not their use. Our reports indicate there are ongoing efforts to control the information about the cocoons. Most people only know they're illegal to export, that's all. Then, I have nothing to be embarrassed about, after all. You can say people like me who know about them are in a minority, yeah. That includes everyone in international affairs, man. And everyone in Interpol, too, for that matter. Yeah. Interpol's all hot and bothered about him.
Hold it!
So the other Interpol agents like Mr. Latouche? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous.
Hold it!
Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you. They arrest you on the spot. Or another marketer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore.
Hold it!
But wouldn't scarcely drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They turn you into your forehead into your Swiss cheese before you can say objection. Maybe get them to cut his hair too. He's on trial here again. Man, you so obviously know nothing about the muffin. Know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. And I'm in international sales, I know the deal.
Hold it!
That's why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are? Boy Scouts? Look what I was trying to do. Down, Darien. It says you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. National Affairs, Interpol, and Borghini Customs are all watching. See? We know what we're doing. Nice, you're some yipping little doggies that lap up every word that Diva says. Why, oughta what? You want some of this? Haha, chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Gers, real cool. I want this guy's head on a stick. That should be the key to this motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to.
Objection!
Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article. That's about the Chief Justice's. A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease, a cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I've heard that somewhere. He went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You weren't saying... Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You're saying... Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even save his own son's life. If the deal went through... I'm just gonna go out and say that, I think any good parent would break the law to save their kid's life. But there's no shortage of bad parents. If the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal. That's Detective Question's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Question, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler? How many times are you trying to pin on me, anyway? Distasteful as this to think about. If Chief Justice were the buyer, Why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller. Let the sleeves over there trick you. I made a deal with the Judge Festus. Where's your proof? Well? Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol is the only ones out there watching this. Bohemian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about Cocoons getting out. Oh, so we were informed. Let's continue with cross-examination. Bohemian Customs is very thorough. Everything and everyone gets checked.
Hold it!
Except the sealed case. The guitar case. Just how strict is this custom check? Very strict. They keep plants on the ground for hours. Without being a bit extreme. They're even confiscating Grumdos and marshmallows. Yes, and it would be hard to distinguish them. That's right, Gavin was in the Borghini, wasn't he? I was standing off the metal detector several times. I had practically stripped naked to walk through. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmer's fop. This will get you arrested on the spot and sentenced to death. Wait. Okay, so he just kept going.
Hold it!
Then that's pretty extreme. Nini has this ideal laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore security. Public Albania is a peaceful, pleasant country. This level of security shows how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. That situation. And if there's a way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know.
Hold it!
You're in position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. I'd be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course. I weak for our judicial system. Replica's got to be the key to his motive. Maybe a way to find out what he was up to. What if it's not a replica?
Objection!
Actually, there is one way. Remember he said it was sealed as evidence? What? One way to get something out of the country. No checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. Prosecutor? Ah. I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. Carved fitting a woman like a mirror. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. This guitar is from Bulgaria? That is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changing air pressure and really ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemur's studio. A special shipping service available to me for testimony evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. They've seen it untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The car was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Bohemia. The fact was untouched until the day of the concert. I say that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Bohemia. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin. That guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Remember your air forehead? Oh, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. Broken device? Yes, this, in fact. Igniter, exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean this, of course. There's a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Pinky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. York! The hair is so silly! Why don't you wear hair like that? Order, order, order. It's igniter. Was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. As a safety precaution. Precaution. Ah, air forehead. At last, it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Can I review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lemur's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen. A harmless misdemeanor. Which forced me to break the lock of my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get into that case. Unwrapping the guitar raised too many suspicions. When the concert began, right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Ah, Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. You only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch. Now. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latouche died, with Lamore there to witness it. There's your case. Heh ha ha. Brilliant, man. Hey, Crescend. I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian. The Republic of Bohemia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Ha, let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How to hide a cocoon in the first place, huh? Not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Bohemian accomplice. That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemore heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch. Now. I made a transmission from backstage. Our co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. And for once I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. Be warned. With a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the supply, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? Bam!
Take that!
Easy peasy. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. That person is the defendant, Maki Tobe. But Mr. Justice, he's your client. Defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche. And I stand by my statement earlier. That he's innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Bohemian. He doesn't meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was, in fact, Lemurora? Couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Well, this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Well, yes, that's true. Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his test transmission, Lemurora was in the air vent, right above the direction where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the vent. Bam! It only hits the piano. Well, looking at this, it seems that Lemurora still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade, so this was raised. Part of the stage was raised. Professor Gavin and the Lemurora stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower, which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lemurora's position in the vent. Ah. Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that? Your Honor? Yes, Detective? Do you see the video where the Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. Well, I don't see why not. Well, what? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. You see the spark, but a fleeting melody. Ow! I got hit by a nut. Ow! Ah, too bad, so sad, punk. Punk. First you were asleep, big kid, now punk? Ow! Didn't ring fast, Apollo. You're gonna miss the next one. Watch, you're gonna miss the next one. I dare you. What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? Ow. The problem isn't in what we see. Correct, Darian? Right. That's what you hear. You're musicians after all. Can you explain first non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get to your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off that igniter. Is that right? Oh, thank you for the pets. Ow. I'm back. Hi, how's it going? You challenge jobs? I'm doing well, how are you? Well, I am told I'm very good to sleep too. And now I'm a Lalafell. And don't, if you're worried about sleeping too late, you know, the stream does end in like 40 minutes, so don't feel too bad. Okay, yes? Well, in order to do that, you'd have to press the switch. 5 a.m.? Okay, maybe you do need to go to bed. I appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, go to bed. Sleep. It's important. Boop. Am I right? Okay, well, take another lesson. Listen, pay attention to the piano. Piano. I'm a real potato. I don't know what they're getting at. I'm not good enough at it. Ah! Spinny potato. What seems to be the problem there? Piano sounded just fine. That's the problem, man. Just don't get it. Ah, yeah. How's he supposed to hit the switch he's playing? Can see with the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. Playing with her hands free was Diva. And more. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Erk. And you know, it's got ears too. You don't see the ears? And a witch hat. Cops would have a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press the switch. Erg. It was in the piano on a key. Yeah. Alright, the glasses are kind of a waste. Oh, never mind. There they are. Piano plays non-stop. He couldn't press the switch. Well, Mr. Justice? Piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? Can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... strange? Well, what's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, Maki Tobey didn't press the switch. He could not be the accomplice you claim he is. Ah, hydrate. Okay, I'm hydrating. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. Ow. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press the switch. In other words, your story's full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was defendant Maki Tobey the accomplice? The answer reflects on everything you said here. Here's some thought. Apollo. If Maki's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He's the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. Arg! What'd I do? What'd I do? Like, there has to be something that doesn't fit. What the god? What's the god? Wait a second. Well, what? You found something. What's Gavin saying just now? Strange. What's strange? No, it's just something odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I got. It's not gonna hear that was odd. I don't know anything. Can we play? Right, you know. Yeah, it's true. Wouldn't be super effective. I don't know enough to hear it. Now, it reminds you everything rests on this. Can you prove Makatube, press that switch. Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove Makatube, press that switch. I can prove it. I don't know if you can call this proof, per se, but I can prove it's possible. As prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us the evidence supporting this. Your forehead? Sure about this. Ha. Except there's no evidence, man. What am I remembering? This is your evidence, Mr. Justice. What do you basically claim the defendant press that switch?
Take that!
Based on my claim, is this evidence, Your Honor? I'm not sure I follow. Ha, you can't bluff your way out of this one. You don't keep proving anyone pressed the switch with that evidence. I picked the wrong evidence. Plus an equal and opposite penalty. And should I do it as a safety save? Probably safety save. I think we have it though. I think we're here. I got here that's odd. It's the only hand I've got here. I wish I could combine these two things. I mean, I heard something, but I just don't know what I heard. My hands are tied up playing the piano. Let me show you evidence again.
Take that!
Based on my claim, is music, Your Honor. Music. What about music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. I mean, there's a foot pedal, too. I'm not good with music, though. Oh, I was looking at the wrong part. I never listened to the right part. I was listening I hear piano being played. But doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Maki could have played that part with the one hand? One hand? I need one hand to press that switch. You can play the piano with the other. Ha, what, so you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that without one hand? Or, maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? Got something? That's right, your father, he's a pianist. Could he? Oh, Daddy? He could play a part like that, even if he had 3 hands. So sorry, so sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That's just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove where he played it with one hand too? You can't. I admit it would be rather difficult to prove. It's highly likely he's playing with one hand. How do you know that? Clues Professor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. This part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Instead of playing with one hand, it's just before the guitar caught fire. One second song proves it. Oh, wrong one. It was here where it caught fire. It all sounds the same to me. I don't know. But the guitar caught fire here. I'm gonna assume people are better at music than I am, and it's supposed to be at this part.
Take that!
That section? I'm afraid I don't hear it. What's your opinion as an artist, Professor Gavin? It's a beautiful song. The lyrics are outstanding. I take that to mean there is a problem with the section at all. So what's the odd thing that Gavin heard? Crap. We're just passing the first half of the second verse, right? I know, I should find a place to compare that. Compare to that. Alright, if you'll give me one more chance, I think I can find it. This was not have a choice. Very well. The defendant was playing with one hand when the switch was pressed. This part that proves it. I was definitely playing with one hand just before the guitar caught fire. One second song proves it. No, I don't think we care about the guitar. We need the same part. We need the same part. That's the piano too, isn't it? Is that the piano? I think that's the drums. That's the drums. Was he doing this here? It doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like a piano. But this isn't the guitar. Present.
Take that!
That's section? If I don't hear it. First half, second verse. I think we don't need to save because it doesn't seem to matter. I just don't hear it. I don't need the voice. We don't need the drums. We don't need the metronome. I think we need to stay on this part, right?
Take that!
Section 4. It sounds like the same part. That's section? Huh. What am I missing? What am I don't hear it. I don't know what's going on. Section 2, we'll do 2. There. Right here.
Take that!
Did I do it? No. Wait, did I do it right? I might have misclicked. What am I missing? When did they actually play this part? When is this a thing? Am I actually gonna brute force this? You know what? Screw it. We're seeing everything. I have no idea. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, we don't need voice. We don't need this. I don't even know if that's piano or not. We can turn, so we have a little bit of everything. Segment 1. Alright, represent. Yeah, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. And I'm sure you've realized it yourself. I don't hear it. I don't hear anything. I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm sure you realized yourself your forehead. You realize what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in the question again, shall we? I don't hear it. Pay attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Man, how many times do we have to listen to that same thing? You're right. Enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? Car burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Also to the same spot in the first verse. Mentioned the oath that night in your embrace. I don't hear it. I'm useless. Ah, play verse 2 again. There, did you hear that? No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Hopefully everyone else did. Good luck, guys. They feel the same, true. But they're clearly very different. Yes, like apples and a different kind of apple. What? Well put, Your Honor. Phrase in verse 2 is quite simple. The same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You didn't have to use 2 hands to play that, for sure. Ah. Herc. Rah, what's that prove? I think you know that by now. That's why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So 2 verses have different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing the arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that was the point. I had it played specifically so that piano would stay in the background. Oh. That's what I noticed. Why does the same phrase sound slightly different? I asked myself. Ask yourself why Maki would change how he played. And there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Ugh. Hard work. Order. I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. Heh. What? Don't come back? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well, barring an objection from the prosecution. I'll now state the court's opinion on this matter. Heh. Ha. Ah, ha. What's the slapping sound? Is that his hair? Good show, Sleeves. No great show. It's not over? I don't like when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. And you, Air Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong. Your case is solid. Facts all check out. But even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts, anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. Also, since when did you have to find out who did it to prove the person innocent or guilty? Don't you just, like, say there's enough evidence to say that maybe he didn't do it? Unfortunately, it must not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. I think if you did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. It's unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of what legal says that protects criminals? I mean, if they're rich enough. Follow, remember what Daddy said. Uh-oh. Here, come on. There we go. Sometimes, you know how sometimes you know, like, your ears just get stuck in a weird place? Quiet you. Oh, remember what Daddy said? Won't be easy proving you did it. There's not under certain current circumstances. Not in the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And beware that it'll be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Angry Fox. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside of him. Find Darian Christensen's igniter and set it off. What do you mean by every man's igniter? I think you just meant a weak spot, no? I think that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I'm gonna press him further by conventional means. Gotta find a weak point spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands. But I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice? We come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Airman has an igniter. Huh? You say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark can cause irreparable damage. Your plane has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, it'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What, and this igniter's supposed to come burning me up? Should we save, just in case? Safety save! We gotta finish this up. It's getting late. We're running out of time. Is that supposed to come and burn me up? It's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Air Forehead, you are accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latus and the smuggling of a Bohemian cocoon. It's your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours truly turns out to be a dud, is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Let's have it. Show the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. He that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is... I don't know. Need a guitar? What witness? No, we already got the igniter out of the guitar. Let's call a witness. What do we call, magician? And we call this guy. What if we call the dead guy? I think we call the magician. Let's call the magician. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It's true that I couldn't show decisive evidence. Perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is the person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt? This person is your igniter? Ha! Exactly what are they going to testify about? Go for it. Call him into the stand. He's not scared at all, is he? Sorry, wrong person. Sorry, it was an honest mistake. One more try, Your Honor. Court advise you to be aware that your chances are a limited number. I think you're one that would need a little igniting. Okay, try once more. The person who proved Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Maki Tobe. Your client, again? Maki Tobe was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It required just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latus was looking for. With cooperation of the Republic of Bohemia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. Residue we would, no doubt, also find inside the burnout guitar. Ah, very scientific of you. Thus, if Maki Tobe acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Bohemian cocoon, the case is solved. Huh. Hey. Darian's laughing again. Your unwilling passion is remarkable. You really want to give me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? Little Keith Tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking out of the country means death. By Borginian law? Ah, yeah, see? Our penis really was a smuggler. Then testifying about it would be a suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Christian. What? It's the other way around. Maki doesn't admit to smuggling here. He's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Maki admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. He'll get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Ah, the victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure the news has already reached Borginia, and they'll likely broadcast her dealings in court today, including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but if Maki doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here. Not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. Then why are we still going if we're not going to find him guilty of murder? You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? Same goes for Maki Tebei. Urk, cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Maki Tebei knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Heh. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion, real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos. Those are both terrible ideas. Come on. Please. Don't, what is... It's freaking out, man. It's freaking out, man. It wouldn't last a day. You need the whole thing. Also, I just want to point out that... Wait. Can we... It's too late. Can we go back? Darian, I consider that like my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession. Yeah. Okay, pause right there. Stop. Okay. Look at his hair. I just want to point out. Okay. For this hair to be right here, look at it sticking out. That means it's growing from here. There's no other way unless it's like... Unless the hair is bent backwards for some reason. This one too. It makes no sense. It's growing like... Did he... Is it like a raccoon on his head? Maybe it is a raccoon on his head. Oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. Ain't no talk? You'll tell this court everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way. But I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see the reason why you should hesitate now. Tales do not work that way. Good night. I knew from the beginning. I knew. Maki. Situation. I cannot explain. But money. I needed. Very much money. Today's trial raised a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in our court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it's become apparent that not all things can be tried by the standard. In the case of this short surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Maki Tebei? Yes? I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. In regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. I thank you. He finally took the glasses off. He's a cute kid. I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Maki Tebei, not guilty. And look at the time. We've got 6 minutes to spare. It's going to be perfect. I think we're going to be perfect. We're going to have a little closing up, and then we'll save, and we'll call it a night. It's perfect. Court's adjourned. Little closing stuff out here. Probably an achievement that we're not going to get because we're going to have to present some kind of evidence or some sort. I don't know. I wonder what'll happen to Maki. Well, he missed his bugler cocoon out of Borginia. Confetti! Guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. I'm Aurora? My, is something wrong? I'm sorry. Maki was your partner on stage, your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet... something got a hold of him, something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he's done. Is that not how it should be? Here's the thing, if they can make medicine out of it, why don't they export the medicine instead of the cocoons? I'm so sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage. I'm considering an eye operation. It's my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lemore lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident. As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared. You know what changed your mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If light returns to my eyes, I think I'll take up painting. Painting? That's right, she's the landscape painter in sound, after all. I'll paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo, I can't wait, Lemore. I'll owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? Remind me I need to hurry things along. My secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy. Hopefully we'll meet again someday soon. You bet, me too. And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Roger Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. Touching, touching. Perfect timing! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's amazing. We're gonna save up here at episode number 1. Saving. Do you want to proceed? It's gonna ask. No. It ended. You saw it end. It's the end. We only got 3 minutes left. And it ended. You saw it end. 3 minutes. Alright, so that's it. That's the end of the stream. So, you know, we can go Big Fox here. So thanks for watching, everyone. We got another trial out of the way this week. So yeah, no stream tomorrow as expected. But we will be back on Friday for more Final Fantasy. Is there the Easter event? Is that this weekend or is it next week? I don't know. We don't know. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. Look at me move. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. I'm a potato. Look at me move. Is that reference really old? Starts the 9th? Yeah, so it won't be there. But we'll have on Saturday, we're going to have, it's Stream of Viewers Day. I do want to play DBD, so I'm going to buy the new chapter. So I'll be buying the new chapter. We got the new Killer. It's out. Where is it? Can we go to DBD? Hydrate? I'm kind of out of water, but okay. Oh, store page. I'll update later. That's fine. New video, the Kaneki chapter. Tokyo Ghoul. Where is it? This one? $5. Yeah, I'll be spending $5. So we're buying this. I'll probably buy it as soon as stream ends. I don't want to buy it on stream. I don't know what it shows when I buy stuff. I'm too paranoid. Too paranoid. So we're doing this on, I'm not gonna be able to eat. I know. It's too bad. That is literally like, that's what I pay to eat for a day. Or that might be more than I pay to eat for a day. I figure a taco costs like, you know, $1.50. And, you know, my lunch costs like $1. And my breakfast costs less than $1. What am I doing? I hear Fox. What happened? I don't get it. Ah, okay, boba. Alright, anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night and a great day tomorrow. Hope to see you guys here on Friday morning. I am going to start, I didn't do any push-ups today. I was kind of resting my arm. I did some stretches, though. Leave Cinnamon alone, okay? So we're back on Friday with more, you know, stuff. But yeah, so good night, everyone. Sleep well. Have a good dream. Oh, what are you doing? Ah, did look like that hammer bounced on my head. Be nice to Cinnamon. Why are you so mean to Cinnamon? What are you having to Cinnamon? Cinnamon isn't here for the big fox. It's just me. It's just me for the big fox. Hey, so good night, everyone. Fox out. Night night.